in the broadest sense, obviously, government cannot prevent the weather. Governments, largely speaking, can help mitigate the climate crisis that statistically will increase the chances of having once in 100-year storms that we now have far more frequently. Government can also begin to address climate change by looking at the sustainability of certain cities, of how they're built and where they're located. Houston officials were told that they had a problem with floods. There was a ProPublica piece in 2016, I think it was. And when the Harris County Flood Control District chief was presented with sweeping evidence that Houston was a sitting duck for the next big hurricane, he dismissed the report, saying scientists have an agenda, and their agenda is to protect the environment overrides common sense. It would be funny were it not for all the dead people and the incredible amount of destruction. And understand that this is going to be one of those rolling disasters, because you've already seen the release of 1 million pounds of extra air pollutants that supersede government levels for safety. This is from oil refineries, from that Arkema chemical plant in Crosby, Texas. But you got shale drilling sites. Chemicals released this week, in the week after Harvey, that made landfall, according to the Washington Post, including benzene, 1.3 butadiene, hexane, hydrogen sulfide, sulfur dioxide, toluene, xylene. All 7 chemicals are toxic air pollutants documented to harm human health. Several cause cancer. Other emissions would bring to total more than 5 million pounds. This is according to the Center for Biological Diversity. You have multiple Superfund sites that the EPA says, well, we can't get to, but the 2 that we got to were fine. Well, the AP went to 7. Somehow they got there. These Superfund sites are now fully flooded. You've got reports. Well, not reports. I mean, David Sirota did a piece, and Alex Koch over at the International Business Times. The French company that says its Houston area chemical plant is spewing noxious smoke and may explode successfully pressed federal regulators to delay new regulations designed to improve safety of procedures at chemical plants. This is according to federal records they reviewed. The rules were set to go in effect this year. They were halted by the Trump administration after a lobbying campaign by Arkema, the American Chemistry Council as well. The effort to stop the chemical plant safety rules was backed by top Texas Republican lawmakers. That facility housed large amounts of toxic sulfur dioxide and flammable methylpropane. That required Arkema to submit a risk management plan to the EPA, and that would have subjected the company to strengthened safety rules. But those rules, which would have taken effect in March of this year, 6 months ago, were blocked by Scott Pruitt, the current EPA chief. Before Harvey, Houston sought funding to mitigate floods, but Congress refused. They had a tax day flood in April. 16 people died. So Representative Al Green introduced a bill to fund $311 million for the Harris County Flood Control District. The Republicans in Congress killed that. There was a law change that took place just a couple of days ago, making it harder to file a lawsuit against insurance companies who are slow or refusing to pay claims for floods. And incidentally, speaking of insurance, flooding insurance, we need a reauthorization of the National Flood Insurance Program this month, in addition with the Child Health Initiative program and the FAA. Good luck with that. Republican governance. In the fun half, I will talk about that story. We got it. We know that like a rash of stories of like, they're such a proud people in Texas. They don't like to take federal money. However, in this situation, it's different. Here is Donald Trump. When was this? What was this? Just 2 days ago. 3 days ago. Talking about all the heavy lifting he's been doing in Houston. And he's really impressed with what he's seen. There's some bad, but the good part is, look what it's done for me, just personally. Here we go.
It's been really nice. It's been a wonderful thing. It's as tough as this was. It's been a wonderful thing. I think even for the country to watch and for the world to watch, it's been beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really difficult for the people who've gone through it. But for me, I think it's been good. Overall, I would say great, actually, great.
Tough stuff.
Not just great. First of all, great because, I mean, look, it makes me feel good about me. I feel good about me.
The president goes to the disaster zone and he sees all of these sad little people scurrying around trying to get away from the water. And he goes, hey, here's a fucking food bucket. They go, thank you, Mr. Trump. And he feels great. So in a certain sense, it's working.
What I would say
Phase two.
is this. There's times where you're sitting in that White House, you're feeling bad for yourself.
That's right.
And you come out, you look at this, and it actually, I think it's been very healthy for me. Very healthy.
So in a certain sense, there should be more hurricanes. So why would you fund disaster relief if the president feels better with more human suffering in a certain way?
I don't want to do too much traveling, but I definitely feel like I need to do this at least every 6 months to appreciate what I have. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
That's all we're trying to tell General
And look
Kelly.
at the coat. Look at the coat.
It's a great coat.
Cool coat.
It's a great coat.
Cool coat.
In a certain sense.
Goes with the hat. Do you know how many USA hats we have sold? I mean, through the roof.
Oh, my
through
God.
the roof. Honestly, like, I get emails.
What the hell?
I get emails. Somebody, I should say this is actually pretty funny. Somebody signed me up on our majorityreporters@gmail.com account for DonaldJTrump.com. And incidentally,
what do you mean someone signed you up?
I didn't sign up for it to get emails from them.
Who did it then?
Well,
a secret.
I know that it had to be a fan of the show because he signed up as the name Cuck.
I
so
see.
they always
I
come
see.
in Cuck, comma. We wanted to reach out before the sale ends. There's a official Trump gear for 25% off Labor Day sale. Use the coupon code Labor Day. I mean, they're marketing off of this shit.
I know. And
It's
that's
just-
what everyone's saying. But I would just like to float the theory that Donald Trump has to wear a hat in unknown wind situations And so there is no choice about the
He
hat
could wear a
wearing.
Navy
That's
hat. He could wear a
called-
FEMA hat. He could wear like a million things that aren't. I mean, you're right.
Okay.
I
But
mean,
they
right,
doesn't
but,
contradict
like-
selling
You're
his
both
product.
You're
yeah,
both
I think,
right.
Both
right,
right.
exactly.
It's
exactly.
It's a
Making
called synergy.
lemonade
it's a twofer.
from lemons.
It's called
It's a twofer.
making scamming these morons again. These people that voted for me are so stupid.
Hi, folks. Sam Seder here. We still need your help on our Patreon page. YouTube ads have come back, but not nearly as much as we had before. So if you can help us out, any little bit helps. Head over to our Patreon page right at this URL, and you'll help us keep helping you by making videos